Happy first day of Eurovisionathon, everyone. Here with my trusty Eurovisionathon balloon. Got 10 of these. I'll blow them up for the final, I think. So it is just after 8 o'clock in the morning of the 24th of April. I have just woke up, as you can probably tell. And I think today I am going to start with my book representing France, which is French Rhapsody by Antoine Lorraine. This is one that is about a man who finds a letter that was sent to him many years ago from a record company offering his band a record contract. And looking at that, I don't know if it's like the history of it, looking back, or well, it must be, mustn't it? Maybe it's looking back to the time and then maybe I'm looking into it now. I don't know if he gets in touch with previous bandmates or something like that. I really don't know. But I'm thinking that sounds a little bit like Daisy and the Six and looking back at the band and the history and things. So yeah, it's only small, but it is over 150 pages. It is, let's see. Oh, there's reading group questions at the back as well. 215 pages. So I'm excited for that. I posted on Twitter this morning. I'm thinking throughout the readathon of doing regular Twitter sprints. I'm also thinking of doing some read with me sessions on my channel. And I have recommended that at some point during the readathon we will watch the Eurovisionathon film. Is it Fire Saga, or the story of Fire Saga? The one with the fella from Anchorman. I always forget his name. No, I can't remember his name, but Rachel McAdams is in it as well. It's going to annoy me that I can't remember his name. No, it's gone. But you'll know who he is. I'll link it here. So I may come back during today, or I may come back tomorrow, but I'm going to try and vlog each week. So this is day one. I'm really excited. I've loved watching everybody's TBR videos. If you want to join, there's still time to join. I'm not really going to limit anybody joining. Even if somebody comes in on the last day and reads one book, that is fine. We're being quite relaxed about that. Only rules are, has to be over 150 pages, has to represent the country in some way. You just have to be able to explain how it does. What other rules are there? That we all finish at the same time. I will put the British Standard Time start of the Eurovision Song Contest on the final day, and then everybody has to work out what the time is that it starts in their country, and we're all stopping together. Any books after that won't be counted. There probably are other rules that just gone off the top of them. Sorry, it's the excitement. I'm just so excited. Oh yeah, no doubling up. It's got to be one country per book, for the reason that you get points, the points of that country, and it's a bit unfair if you've covered multiple countries, because some books you can do non-fiction travel books and they can cover like 3 or 4 of those countries. So no doubling up on this occasion. I've already got ideas for next year. I'm already thinking that we'll start on the 1st of May next time, just to make it easier for people with TBRs and not starting partway through a month. I'm carrying on with the 40-day countdown for next year, because that's worked really well this time. Somebody made a suggestion of not being able to read the country that you live in, because for the Eurovision Song Contest, if you're voting, you can't vote for your own country. But I'm thinking about that at the minute, purely because I'd be okay, because the UK never really get many points. But if you were, for example, this year, I think one of the favourites is Malta. If you live in Malta and want to take part, there's automatically possibly a big chunk of points gone for you. So I'm like that about that one. But I will do what I did last year. Once the Eurovisionathon is over, I will do a Survey Monkey of ideas and send it out, because that's how we better it. Last year I did that, and I've incorporated a lot of the ideas people had last year. So last year people said they wanted it to have its own Twitter account, which I did. People wanted a page count, because last year we didn't, and so obviously there was quite a big difference between the number of pages people were reading. So obviously people could read a lot more books if they were reading under 100 pages. Yeah, there was a few other ideas. Last year we did try to start a Eurovision book club. Um, there was a few of us who were going to try it, but it didn't really get started, and we decided to put it aside. But now that there's at the moment 72 people taking part, that may be an option. I might run it through my YouTube channel. I didn't have a YouTube channel last time, so we could do that. We'll see how things go. I'm just talking off the top of my head now, but all this is coming to me because I'm so excited. So yeah, enjoy the day, everybody. I'm sure at some point today we'll get somebody completed the first book. I know Australia started quite a few hours before us, so Mel said she's halfway through hers. So yeah, and at some point I'm going to list the 72 people that are joining us, just because I enjoyed doing that during Woody's Roundup Readathon, keeping in touch with the people who are taking part. I think it's nice when you feel part of the community, and I do feel like there's a definite community feel within the Eurovisionathon team this year. So at some point during one video I will list all the people who've signed up. No pressure if you've signed up and then you've forgotten about it or you can't get round to it. Like I said, if you read one book, fine. If you get round to reading no books, there is no pressure. You can still join in the community. You can still join this discussion. This is meant to be fun. And please don't overdo it and put yourself into a reading slump. I don't want to be the reason anybody goes into a reading slump, but enjoy yourself. Read as much as you want, as little as you want. And like I said, even if you're not taking part, join in the discussions. It's nice. Right, I will speak again soon. Bye. Hi everyone, it is Sunday the 25th of April, the second day of Eurovisionathon. We are in the afternoon, so it's just after 2 o'clock. We have 75 competitors in Eurovisionathon now. 2 new people have joined on today, which is exciting. I was on the lovely Mel's channel this morning doing reading sprints with Mel, Ellie and Lana. And I was reading some of my book for Denmark. I finished France yesterday. I gave that book 4 stars, and that was, what was it called? French Rhapsody. And now I'm reading Gone Viking by Helen Russell. It's the best-selling author of the Year of Living Danishly, which I've read. That's a non-fiction book about how Danish people are like known to be the happiest people in the world, and she moves to Denmark, and I'm looking at all that. This one, Gone Viking, is about 2 sisters who, the younger sister decides that her older sister needs a break from family life, and so supposedly is taken away to a spa, and then they end up going to this like Viking boot camp, which is actually sounds like my idea of hell. At one point they end up stood in a field, like muddy and wet, and building a log shelter to sleep in overnight. And if I had been told I was going to a spa and then ended up there, that would not go down very well. Even if it was my other sister I loved to bits, I would not be happy. While I was on those sprints, my 5-year-old daughter had picked me some forget-me-nots on a walk with her dad and brought them in, which I thought was very nice. So Eurovisionathon is going really well. I think we've read over 20 books between us now. We've covered maybe 10 or 11 countries out of the 40, which is great. And it's going great. We've built a real community on Twitter, so everybody's talking to each other, encouraging each other, commiserating with each other when they don't like the books, egging each other on. Yeah, just taking interest in each other's books, and that's lovely. And so I need to come up with a schedule of when I'm doing Twitter sprints, when I'm going to be on different channels doing sprints. I was, like I said the other day, hoping to do a watch along of the Netflix thing. So I think what I'll do, rather than setting a set time that everybody watch it, because everybody lives in different places, maybe just saying on a particular day if you want to watch it, and then go on Twitter and say which bit you liked and how it's giving you the feels for Eurovisionathon. So yeah, like I did a quick update this morning with how many pages, how many books, how many countries we've covered, and I'll just do that every so often for everyone so we can keep abreast of what's going on. Probably every Saturday I will do a roundup of how many books different people have read, and that kind of thing. All the stats stuff is like my husband's side of things. So he'll just give me a roundup of the stats, and on a Saturday morning I'll probably let people know where we're up to with everything and how many books each person has read. When we get to that final week of Eurovisionathon, which is when the semi-finals are happening and some countries are getting knocked out, that will be quite interesting because obviously some of us will have read books for those countries and we'll get no points for them. Um, but it'll give you a good idea then for that last week of which countries you might want to then include to read in during that last week in order to try and get some more points. And on Eurovision night, we're contemplating how we're going to do that. Are we going to live tweet, or are we just going to wait till the end of the night and kind of say what the scores are, or even are we going to say who the winner is and then the next day give a rundown of everybody's points? There's lots to figure out, but that's the exciting part of it. And whatever we do will work for this year. And then when I do my survey monkey, we'll decide between us how we want to make it better next year. So really excited. Going to carry on with Denmark today. I'm up to page 80. So I've got quite a bit to go. Will I get this book completed today? It would be ideal if I did a book a day, wouldn't it? At least I'd get through, what's that, the 24th to the 22nd. 27 books I could get through if I did a book a day. Not likely when I'm in work as well, but we'll see what we can do. I'm off for a week. The week that we've got the bank holiday, which is the 3rd of May, I'm off for that whole week off work. So I will be able to get quite a bit of reading done then. So fingers crossed I will be able to, well, I won't be able to do more than one book a day, I don't think, but we will see. So I will speak soon, probably tomorrow now, and yeah, keep going everyone, you're doing great. Bye. Good morning everyone. It is, what day is it? Tuesday. Sorry I didn't vlog yesterday. I did my read with me session and that went down really well. People seemed to really be glad of it, so that was good. I finished Gone Viking last night. I gave it 3 stars. It was good in parts, but some of it was a bit like I could have felt like I could have skipped through. So yeah, 3 stars for that one. But I am now, that was for Denmark. I am now moving on to Italy. This Changes Everything by Helen McGinn. This was one that my dad asked me to order for my mum because she'd read somewhere about it and thought she'd like it. She really enjoyed it, and so she passed it on to me. So that's perfect for Italy, and it is only small, but it is, mind you, the text is a bit smaller. How many pages? Sorry, I'm doing this one-handed. 254 pages. So we'll see how much of that I can get done today. I do get a break in work because I'm in over 4 hours today, so only 15 minutes, but I will spend that time reading, and I am still listening to my Ukraine book in the car. So I will speak soon. Bye. Hi everyone, it is Wednesday, it's 10 to 11, and I have just been to my local library and charity shop for the first time since forever. So I thought I'd share with you what I'd got. I got 3 books for Sophie from the library. So I got The Diddle That Dummed, that's by Kes Gray and Fred Blunt. They're the ones from the Oi Frog series. So I got her that one, which I thought would be quite funny. And I got her from the same writer, Kes Gray, Oi Aardvark. She's got quite a few of these herself on her shelf, and we've had loads of them at the library. I think we've read them all, but she asks for them all the time, so I thought, well, I'll take that one out again. And then I got one called Daddy Kiss, which I thought was really sweet. Then for myself, which I wasn't going to get any, and then I thought, just have a quick look. There's one called There Are No Grown-Ups, a Midlife Coming of Age Story. It basically says, you know, when you're in your 40s, when you're matter of fact about chin hair, you become impatient while scrolling down to your year of birth, your parents have stopped trying to change you, you don't want to be with the cool people anymore, you want to be with your people. You know that your soulmate isn't a pre-existing condition, it's earned over time. You know there are no grown-ups, everyone is winging it, some just do it more confidently. And I thought that sounded really good. That's by Pamela Druckerman. Then I found one called The Prison Book Club. which says, how to start a book club in a men's prison. After a violent mugging, Anne Walmsley was understandably anxious when her friends set one up and asked her to help. But curiosity got the better of her and she signed up, and this wasn't to be a typical book club. There would be no wine and cheese, no plush furniture, and no superficial chat about recent holidays. Instead, classic works of fiction and non-fiction, from The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Night Time to 3 Cups of Tea, became springboards for frank discussions about loss, anger, identity and loneliness, and for the men, a prized oasis in which to regain a sense of humanity. I thought that sounded so interesting. So yeah, that's by Anne Walmsley, so I want to give that a try. And then this one's called Eastern Horizons: Hitchhiking the Silk Road by Levison Wood. And I noticed that at some point he passes through Georgia, and I thought, if I don't get round to reading Nala's World, sorry, the lighting's really bad here, and people might see me talking to myself, then I might start reading that one. So we'll see how we go with that. Then I popped into the local hospice charity shop. Let me find my stuff from that now. Put my other stuff away. Bear with me, talk amongst yourselves. I'll have a look at the books, and they were dead cheap. And for everything now, I think I paid 70p for these 3 things. So I got I Will Marry George Clooney by Christmas by Tracy Bloom. I saw somebody mention this on the channel the other day. I've read a few by her and really liked them. Sorry, the lighting's really bad. So I went with that. Then I got the Why Mummy Drinks journal. I haven't actually read the books yet, but this is just basically a journal where you can write stuff in each day of the year. Yeah, I think it's from a particular year, but I can always cross the dates out and just change them. But I thought that might be something cool to try and start soon. And then a little while ago in the works, I saw this little game that I thought Sophie'd really love. It's basically a little box that you tie around your waist on a belt, and then it adds some, let me try and move this, let me try and move you, there you go, and it adds some little bells in, and the whole idea was that you would just dance and move really crazily and try and get these bells to come out the box. And I don't know, I'm assuming you get a minute or 2 to do it. I thought it sounded really good, and I just forgot all about it, didn't end up getting it. But then I've just seen this, it's actually called Twerk Pong, and it's the same kind of thing. You put the belt around your middle and then try and get all the ping pong balls out of the boxes. I thought, I'm not going to tell her it's called Twerk Pong, I'm not going to encourage twerking, but crazy dancing, we're going to have loads of fun with that. So it's just got 2 boxes in, some string and then some ping pong balls, and that was 50p. But I don't think it was 50p, because that means then 2 books are 25. Have I got that right? 50p, yeah, and then she's only charged me 10p each for them, so I'm not sure she's seen the price of these, or maybe because they've been shut for a long time they're trying to get rid of a load of stuff. So 70p for a game that I know Sophie's going to absolutely love and play for hours, and 2 books, I didn't think that was bad. So that's what I've got so far. Obviously it's my day off, that's why I'm able to do these things. So now I'm going to go home and carry on with my Italy book, and then I am going to try and move on to another country. I'm still listening to the Ukraine one, but that's going to take me a few days, so I'm not really sure which one I'm going to start next. I'm contemplating Israel, that book that I'd started partway through the month, and I'm going to restart for this. 10% Happier by Dan Harris. I might restart that because I'd only read about 10 pages, so I might do that. But I will talk to you soon. Bye. Hi everyone, it is Friday, it's 8:45 at night, and we've had a really good week for Eurovisionathon. Excuse my hair, I've just got out of the bath. I put some stats up today. I think we read 74 books between all of us within the first week, and that's bearing in mind that only half of the people who signed up have actually read at least one book yet, so we've got plenty of time for the rest to get joined in, and it's looking really good for how many books we can read. We've read over 22,000 pages. And I think we've covered 28 of the 39 countries. So yeah, we're doing really good. I finished not long ago, excuse me, my Israel book, 10% Happier by Dan Harris. I gave this 4 stars. It's basically focusing on a breakdown that he had and looking at, he's an American newsreader, and he basically had like a well-known breakdown live on air, and he went looking into meditation, and it's like looking at the basics of that, and he was quite cynical about it, so it's quite interesting to read it from his point of view. So I really enjoyed that, and I have now started on my Norway book, which is Boy by Roald Dahl. So I'm still making my way through the Ukraine. I'm over halfway through that audio book now. I think I've got Actually, I think I've got just under 2 hours of that left, and I'm really enjoying that too. I didn't actually realise that that was a Christian book written by a woman who's Christian. She talks a lot about God in there, which I wasn't kind of expecting, but part of me thought I'm going to be put off because it's going to be all the way through. She does talk about it a lot, but when I say a lot, throughout the book, but sparingly, if you know what I mean. So it regularly comes up, but a lot of the stuff she has to say is quite interesting anyway. So I think I'm going to really give that quite a high rating as well. And I am shortly going to film my April book haul as well. So yeah, really chuffed with how Eurovision is going, Eurovisionathon is going. Loving the spirit that people are entering into it with, loving all of the camaraderie between the competitors, and yeah, long may it continue. So thank you to those who are joining in with discussions and taking part in general, for all the TBR videos, for all the bullet journal and notebook spreads, and I'm just loving it. From something that just started as a little small seed in my head of an idea during lockdown to kind of make up for the fact that Eurovision wasn't happening anymore, to having 77 people signed up and regularly people posting which books they've read is just really lovely. So yeah, this is the end of this week's reading vlog, and I will try and do a similar one next week. I'm off next week on annual leave, so I might have more opportunity to check in and more reading to do. So I'll speak to you soon. Bye.